Welcome everybody to today's Overwatch stream.
Welcome, y'all.
I am B-Jord, joined here today by the VA Beast. It's playoffs, semifinals. Wouldn't want anything better as we get started here. And we are starting on Nepal for control.
You love me a little bit in Nepal here. This is a Lucio heavy, like, you usually see a Lucio, at least on this point here. But it doesn't look like we're going to see any of that coming out. We have fried rice on that Winston. Val on a soldier?
Yeah, so we're electing to go double hit scan to start out, it seems like. Actually, Zor's last minute swap here to Tracer. So a little bit more of that dive element. Maybe going to work in tandem with fried rice to try and secure a few of those early frags. Dampish Penny on the Ana. Bob on Kiriko. And a completely different look here on the enemy team, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Probably see a Sim TP, swap over to a Tracer, and we do see D-Boy Awesome on the Ram, and I was wrong. Danny onto the Sojourn here. Early poke damage just coming out from both sides here.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a little bit of a push going on the right side here. Ramatra's getting very aggressive, pushing up pretty deep. Tracer doing some of that backline damage. Getting that Juno pretty low and be forced to recall there at the last second, not quite securing the kill. In the meantime, it's actually going to be Zor's going down here to Jade. Fried Rice kind of stuck here in this choke point, being zoned off by the Ramatra. Gonna do as much as he can. Val in the meantime has swapped over to Genji. Try and match Odd on the other side here. Doing some big damage and a nice execute there, but he gets traded out instantly. So no time being wasted here from the enemy team. In the meantime, Fried Rice is going to do a bit of chasing onto the Juno here. Not going to quite finish it. Zorse is going to be the one to actually take him out. Meantime, support's all going down, so Tarleton does lose their backline. They're able to cap, so we'll see how long Fried Rice and Zorse are able to work together here and stall this one out. Fried Rice is actually going to take one down. It's going to be Danny falling down. Let's see how much more these two can find. And eventually, it does seem like they do decide to give up the point. And there we go, firing right back. Fried Rice going back in.
We do see ult starting to come up now. Kitsune Rush coming out from the enemy team here, but Coco went down almost instantly. Enemy Ramatra getting down to 1 HP after being antied there. Fried Rice does pop that ult. Dampish Penny getting the finishing blow onto Danny there.
That's Ramatra actually getting canceled there too.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Ramatra came out and instantly countered from Fried Rice, and Tarleton doing enough bursts to take him out before any real damage was actually done.
We do have 3 ults on the side of Tarleton here. Big Pulse Bomb could come out. And then we also have our own Kitsune and Nano ready.
Unfortunately, Fried Rice going down. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Enemy Ramatra getting low HP after being antied, but enemy team's just taking everyone out here.
Yeah, it looks like all the members of Tarleton will fall here. And it all kind of came down to the losing the tank in the beginning of that fight. I'm not really sure what happened, like I said.
I think Fried Rice might have tried to jump back to point and miscalculated a tiny bit and went off into that little hole there.
It's okay, Tarleton still has several ults available, including both support ultimates, Genji Blade, DPS ultimates available on the other side here. It's going to be an instant nano of Fried Rice to try and do enough damage. He's going to take that overclock down the 1 HP. Sojourn not falling down, but eventually gets taken out by Fried Rice. Dampish Penny going to do one as well. In the meantime, Ramatra looking to dive in on the backline here. Val is going to go down first. Tarleton's going to select to secure the cap.
Insanely fast too.
Thankfully, though, Tarleton was able to cap during all the chaos and potentially earn a few staggers. Pulse Bomb still available here for Zorse. Big stagger there onto the tank.
Three ults on the enemy team here already. That Blade and Orbital Ray could be massive.
You'll see how Tarleton looks to counter as they work towards another primal here. And Zorse is going to land the pulse onto Coco. That's huge, taking out one of the support ultimates and delaying more time for Tarleton as we get to 80%.
Absolutely amazing pulse bomb out of Zorse there, able to take out the one person that could actually like stop his ult technically.
Oh, almost a pick there from Val. And here
Rush
come all
comes
the
out,
ultimates.
but Bob is just going crazy. Jade taking out Val. Primal did come out. Not much is happening right now. Everyone on the enemy team here getting pretty low. Enemy Kitsune is popped. Coco going down to Zor's here. Zor's almost able to take out the enemy Juno as well. Looks like they are just going to try and take out the Ramatra.
It's going to be a big nano onto Zor's. And he's doing massive damage as he continues to go in. Danny taking down to about half HP. Jade's going to be the next target. They're getting zoned off from this point. Not too many players left here. The enemy team, Dampish Penny taking down Jade to 1 HP. Val will pop into Overclock.
Overclock doing massive damage. Zor's finishing off those kills. Dampish Penny's anti taking out Odd. Dampish Penny taking out Jade as well. Pulse coming out, finishing off that tank. And that's going to be round 1 for the side of Tarleton there.
Wow, an overwhelming amount of ultimates there in the final fight at that point. And eventually it does go Tarleton's favor. Zorz picks up a triple on the final fight of the game. Overclock putting in work as well. And a nice first round. Really close between both teams.
Honestly, great ult economy from both teams. I think Tarleton just had a little bit more because they had it all for the last fight. And we are going to see the enemy tank swap onto their Winston. It does seem the same strategy with that symmetric TP at the beginning. Probably going to go Soji again. It's going to be... I'm very curious about how this is going to go. Here we are getting started. Tarleton going left side here. Danny is going to be onto the Tracer, not the Soj this time. D-Boy already making his presence known, jumping right into there. A massive anti came out from Dampish Penny there, hitting 3.
We're getting more of a matchup composition here as well as the Winston Tracer Genji on the other side kind of gets matched.
Carter's kind of cut off from his supports right now. Needs to be careful. Enemy team getting really low here.
Nice sleep there from Dampish Penny. Able to remove Odd from the fight, so Tarleton with the advantage here going into this first point. And it looks like they're going to gain the priority as all the players are going down. Zorce will fall to the boy Awesome, but I don't think it's going to matter here as Tarleton is able to secure this first point. They lose 10% in the process, but overall you'll take it.
Looking a little scary whenever Tarleton was having a struggle getting out of that first room, but Tarleton was ultimately able to take possession after getting a couple picks and Fried Rice just taking space. D-Boy Awesome tried to jump in here, but is a little separated now. Needs to be careful.
Oh, and a big dive coming through here from Vowel as he looks to try to secure this kill, and he does. Jade will go down, so down to support here. Overclock coming out as well. And this fight goes in the way of Tarleton with ease. It is a team kill.
Use of just one ult came there. Dampish Penny just nanoing Zorsh there.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the Overclock. That was actually just the nano. So you're right, only one ultimate. Big value here for Tarleton as they get about to the halfway point on the second map control.
Enemy team is coming up on a bunch of ults here though.
Yeah, we'll see how they like to use them as the boy Awesome has made a way up onto high ground. Battle taking down the Tracer pretty low. Just continues to search for a few more of these picks. Another dive attempt here onto the Juno. Juno's going to quickly work her way out. Caesar's going to be forced to be popped. But yeah, Coco's not living. Trade onto Dampish Penny, so exchange of backlines here for both teams. Odd takes out Zorce as Fried Rice continues to try and stall for time. And now we get a Genji Blade coming out of nowhere. Primal is used in response. Unfortunately, Vowel not finding any kills, but stalling for even more time. And Fried Rice, look at this. He's going to use Primal to stall for even more time. So he's going to take it all the way up to 90%.
D-Boy Awesome getting down to low HP as well. This Primal actually might have just been able to get them to 99% here.
And the craziest part is he's lived long enough for his team to come back. So now everyone that went down is back. Genji Blade being popped by Odd here on the other side of things. Zorce will go down first. As we have an insane amount of action. Juno sitting on 1 HP, eventually taken out by Fried Rice. So much action. I don't really know what's happening. But Tarleton has gotten it up to 99%. And eventually they will all go down. But not after forcing out pretty much every ult from the enemy team.
Rush and Blade both came out there. Enemy Tracer is going to be coming up on Pulse Bomb soon, and they have Orbital Ray. But we do have Overclock ready to go. It looked like Tarleton was trying to just pop every ult to try and win that fight there, but unable to.
Overclock here coming out from Zorsa. Nice flank. Gets the first kill there onto Coco. Trying to find another one onto the Genji, but Orbital Ray will save him for now. As this fight continues, Fried Rice does fine. So both supports are out of the fight now. If you're Tarleton, this is looking really good. As they look to try and end this control right here. Only one left here is going to be the Tracer.
Pulse came out, almost taking out Bob there. And it's just going to be Kiri to try and touch. And that's going to be map 1 for the side of Tarleton. Amazing rounds from both sides, but Tarleton is able to just come away with it. I was a little worried whenever it was super close on the first round. And what we don't see often is a Kiriko play the game, able to get one, saving their tank.
Oh, great shot there from Coco onto Bob. So nice little double kill. Picked up the play of the game there at the end. Really well done there for Tarleton on Nepal. Like you were saying, it was very well contested by CSUSB on the first point of control. As you saw that last fight go down, 99% each team kind of trading those ultimates there. And then, yeah, a lot more dominant really from Tarleton on the second point.
Yeah, I do believe we are going to see, I believe it's push next. Or not push, sorry. Escort. Bit of an escort. I'm not sure what map we might see. I know last week we saw a bit of a Circuit Royale. Not sure what the enemy team is more comfortable with here.
Yeah, not having really too many predictions. And we are going to get one player restarting their game here for CSUSB.
We're probably going to... Oh, hybrid. My apologies. We are going to be going to hybrid. I would love to see a King's Row come out. I love some King's Row. No, but we're probably going to see around the same comp. Maybe a little bit switch up for tank here. But Dampish Penny probably going to stay on the Ana. Bob on that Kiri. Zor's probably going to be on that Tracer or onto the Sojourn. Val probably Genji or Sojourn himself. And then Fried Rice, I'm thinking maybe the Winston.
So far, Tarleton's having a lot of success with this like dive, hit scan kind of hybrid composition with the Ana Kiriko as well. And you know how comfortable Dampish Penny is on Ana.
Absolutely.
Which definitely helps things as well.
He has them almost every other fight, if not right as every fight is about to end.
So yeah, really that's the kind of thing you like to see. And Tarleton going into the second point. A 1-0 lead. Or I guess I should say like second game mode.
Second map. Going into second map here. It's going to be a 1-0 lead for the side of Tarleton. We are going to see a ban of Hollywood.
I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second.
Alrighty. Looks like we are... I think it is a ban for King's Row. Or no, it's going to be a pick on King's Row. Do love that. I am excited to see. Really hope that, you know, we can see a Reinhardt duel. That would be awesome in the Big 25. Would love that. But no, great plays out of everyone here. Dampish Penny, with those ults, is able to just help contribute to his team an insane amount, being able to get them so quick. And Fried Rice positioning, able to really just help save the team. And as we saw in the last map, second round, that Primal out of Fried Rice was able to stall long enough to basically get them that point almost completely. We're going to see Tarleton attacking first on King's Row. I'm curious what the enemy team is going to be running. Maybe they try and do another mirror comp as well.
And it seems you may have gotten your wish. As I'm looking at it, it looks like King's Row. It's going to be the pick.
Absolutely. The only other thing I could wish for is a Rhine duel, but in 2025, nah, that's probably not happening.
You never know, but the likelihood for sure, definitely not going to be very high.
I mean, Reinhardt's perks are kind of closer to like the D, F tier. They're not very good. Here we are on this. I honestly think this map is kind of beautiful in its own way.
Never realized you're such a poet.
Little bit. No, it's just like, I don't know. Gives like a nostalgic kind of vibe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying on that.
But here we go. We're about to see what the picks are for both teams here. Zor's on the Widow. I'm excited to see this. Oh, and Poco and Jade are going to run the Ana Brig. And an Orisa out of D-Boy. Awesome here.
So we're going to get to see if this Widow's able to get any value here early, especially. See if Zorz can pick off any of these players from the get-go. And try to turn this first fight in the favor of Tarleton.
And I do know Zorz is kind of deadly with it, too. Definitely spotted that Ana. Definitely going to know that now. Val on the Tracer is going to be pretty fun to see. It does seem like Zorz is probably going to switch. There we go. Onto the Sojourn. Probably was just doing the Widow for a little info. Does seem that Brig is playing a little bit of high ground here. Full charge coming out. Dampus Penny getting to about half HP. Fried Rice going in for a dive. Tries to take space. Getting down a little low. Val taking out Odd here. Amazing pick. Able to stop a lot. D-Boy Awesome does take out Zorz, but Fried Rice taking out Danny. Getting that trade. Getting a little stuck there. Able to get out.
Val's continuing to provide pressure here on the back line as both players are kind of distracted. Sleep's going to get landed on him. Recall coming out too. These players aren't able to get in any healing onto their Orisa because Val has completely zoned them off from the fight.
And Bob did finish off D-Boy Awesome. That was absolutely an amazing play from Val there. Good sleep from Dampus Penny there. Fried Rice is going to go on that Genji.
Genji's going to touch to try to stall the point for a little longer, but it's not going to really amount to much as Odd does go down. And I'll be honest, that first fight could not have gone really any better for the side of Tarleton.
Absolutely. I mean, Val really just like cut off every single point of healing for the enemy team, just making that so one-sided.
Zorz being tagged down pretty low. He's going to be forced to retreat for just a second. Here's the point. Rounds his first choke. Or as the cart rounds his first choke.
Ryder's going in, able to get that Soj to about half, and then someone else getting him down to about 1 HP. D-Boy also
and there's a flank, and it's going to be the stick from Val there.
Amazing stick. Recall is forced. That's going to be a nanoed Orisa ult. Not able to do much, but Orisa does get antied. Zor's taking out Danny there. Amazing. D-Boy Awesome going down. Val is just being a problem. Able to do everything.
And such sick tracking. He's going to take down the final two players. Tarleton cleans up house as they continue to push this cart forward and try and secure the second point here on game number 2. And it looks like you might be getting your wish. We're getting a Reinhardt coming out from D-Boy Awesome. Larissa's no more. Val sitting in a nice little flank position here, tagging Danny down pretty low, seeing he's able to get the finish. Not quite, forced the recall. But it'll be Fried Rice to actually finish off, paired with a nano. And these players for UC, what is it, UCSB? Just under so much pressure. Fried Rice eventually will go down, but not before securing the point. And we already have another pulse here charged up for Val. Fried Rice is going to rejoin the fight momentarily. Overclock ready here for Zorz. We're getting some early ultimates coming out here, which are just going to be perfectly kited here from Tarleton. I mean, look at this.
I mean, rally from Brig, overclock from the enemy Sojourn.
And they get absolutely no value.
May see a nano blade come out soon. Yep, there's the nano blade coming out. Fried Rice did pop the ult. On can pick onto Zorz and Dampus Penny there. Val getting a trade, but is it enough?
Trying to keep himself alive here, but he's getting pinched in the corner, and he's eventually going to go down. Jade takes him out. But now, looking at the ult economy of both teams, we'll look at a couple more ults. We have Shatter and the Kitsune Rush here for Bob. See if he decides to employ this one here very soon, as this fight's about to begin.
Tarleton needs to be careful here. If they get caught off by the Shatter, it could be almost just one whole fight win for this enemy team here.
And there's the Shatter come out. It's pretty big. It lands onto multiple players, and yeah, it is a cleanup here. Damage Penny doing everything he can. He's sitting on 1 HP exactly. He will go down eventually to the boy Awesome, and Tarleton's going to be forced to reset here and regroup.
And I saw Bob try and use the Suzu to try and cancel it as he heard it. Just a bit, like, just barely too late, unable to stop it.
Kitsune Rush still available, as both these support ults probably going to be employed here for Tarleton on this next fight.
Probably going to see, yeah, I was about to say, as soon as they pop, push that corner, they're probably going to see Kitsune pop. Friday is getting really low. Bob low as well. Almost everyone on Tarleton is getting low. Nano
and there's the investment of the Nano as well. Friday is going to look to get this dive in onto Danny. He's going to make it work. Danny goes down. That's first pick. Traded out onto Zorse as well. Nice stick there from Val onto Coco. It's going to be the Brig Ultimate coming out in response to Boy Awesome under a lot of pressure here. He's taking down the half HP. Val was going to look to chase. Health pack's going to be obtained, buying this Reinhardt even some more time to try and heal himself up and regroup with his team. Fried Rice, again, under pressure. Tarleton are a little bit stagnant right now. They're not able to get past this corner.
Even though we popped a couple ults there, unable to do much as that Reinhardt and Genji just kind of lived. Well, I mean, the Odd was just getting so much value.
And the unfortunate thing here for Tarleton as well is you're looking at the enemy team's ult economy. Really all we got going for us is Primal here for Winston. There's another Shatter coming out from Reinhardt. This one's not as big, not as impactful. Well, I say that, a couple players for Tarleton fall. That's the entire back line. Still with a couple minutes left to go, Tarleton's going to have to find a way to break through.
Enemy team did use Shatter and Overclock. We are going to see Primal come out from Fried Rice here. Not sure he should have used it with his team going down. Dampish Penny did swap onto the Moira here. Maybe a little bit more group healing for the team.
And it's possible the Primal just being used there, just an intention of swapping.
And it does seem we're going to see a counter swap from Fried Rice here, going on to the Ramatra.
Overclock's going to be available for Zorse to see if we find any value or impactful kills from that ultimate. It's going to be the Nano Blade, and Zorse is instantly targeted and taken out.
And that's going to be a reset for the side of Tarleton here. Bob did get a pick onto D-Boy Awesome, but it's just not going to be enough.
Fried Rice doing everything to keep himself alive. And it looks like he might be able to stagger this Genji. Oh, it was so close.
We are coming up on Kitsune Rush.
And there's the Kitsune Rush coming out from Bob. And let's see if this composition change from Tarleton is enough to do anything. Oh man, these players are all being grouped together. Their Matra putting a huge pressure. Now it's a re-engage here coming out. Big overclock from Zorse, finding 2 kills. Let's see if he's finding anything else. Takes the Reinhardt pretty low. Shield about to drop.
Shield is broken on Reinhardt there. Maybe able to just finish him off. Dampish Penny getting the pick onto D-Boy. Zorse finishing off Coco and Odd there.
Look at Zorse. He gets 4.
Amazing play from Zorse there. Absolutely just textbook, able to just finish everyone off. Just one after another with the 4K.
And we're looking at a 6K pretty much from Zorse as he takes down first 2 with Overclock, and as his players come out from spawn, he instantly shuts them down with amazing tracking. And so Tarleton eventually able to get to that 3rd point with about 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll see what they're able to do as we swap sides here onto the defense.
A little bit rough for the side of Tarleton there. They came into that 3rd point just with so much time, probably around 3-4 minutes, and just finished with 30 seconds remaining. How Tarleton is going to respond to this, they need to try and hold. It does seem we're going to see the same comp out of Tarleton here, and a little bit different comp. We're going to see a JQ come out from T-Boy Awesome and Danny on the B-Jord special here.
Yeah, we are going to get an Ashe for the other side, so a little bit of a change as they go on the attack here. As well as a Mercy. Likely getting paired with the Ashe to try and assist with some of that poke damage.
You would know about having a Mercy pocket on Ashe, wouldn't you?
All too much, man. All too much.
Yeah.
Little cheesy turret spot there from Vowel.
Torb doing a lot of damage and able to get a lot of value in this new season with all the perks. We are going to see a Pharah, so we're probably going to see Pharmacy coming out. A little bit. Not my favorite thing, we'll say that. That Pharah already getting so much value, able to take out the turret early and doing a bunch of just damage to the entire team.
Yeah, it's going to be an immediate movement on the height. Val's going to look for some kind of flank here onto these players, see if he can take them out. He does eventually get spotted, so he's forced to reposition here, and Tarleton's being pinched in from a lot of angles. Fried Rice going to be first to fall. Let's see if Val's able to find a take. Not quite. Odd takes him out, and now Tarleton's being forced to retreat and maybe give up this first point.
Tarleton is just going to retreat here and give first. We are going to see Fried Rice swap onto the Joker Queen. Yes! My favorite pick out of Fried Rice here. One of his specialties. Onto the Queen. Val did swap onto the Soldier.
Yeah, likely to deal with some of the... Get a little bit of hit scan to try to take care of the Pharah. Yeah, like we were saying. And you love to see the counter swaps here from Tarleton. Tarleton looking to match this JQ. The JQ of their own. And Fried Rice's JQ is no slouch, that's for sure. Nice knife there. And Val's going to end up getting the kill there onto the Pharah. Another good knife. Takes out another one. Look at Fried Rice. Gets 2.
Gets 3. Or technically... Almost getting that far down to 1 HP.
Yeah, essentially assisting with that kill into the Pharah, allowing Val to take him out. But that's the value you see out of Fried Rice's JQ. As he's able to land a couple of those big knives and do big damage.
No slouch when it comes to the JQ. We do see enemy JQ ready to go. May see that get popped kind of soon once they push up. D-Boy awesome falling down to low HP there.
Yeah, the coalescence available. Fried Rice unfortunately falling before any of these ults are being popped. Damage Penny being forced to fall back. Val is going to be kited down here by Danny. And Tarleton's kind of on the run, being forced to retreat.
Enemy team going all the way into the 3rd point.
Source will fall. Tarleton just tries to get a breath of air here. Big coalescence and another nice JQ ult there from Fried Rice. He's going to chase down this Ana. Gets the frag and looks like Tarleton's able to turn this one on its head before they're able to capture the 2nd point.
Nice stagger by Fried Rice there. We're going to see swap from the Soj onto, or swap from the Pharah onto the Soj, and Jade is going to swap off the Mercy onto the Kiri.
And I'd argue a little bit of an overextension there by the Pharah. They bought their team so much space, but went just a little bit too deep, and Tarleton's able to capitalize and turn that fight on its head.
I completely agree with you, and Tarleton was able to cancel the Pharah ult as well, with Fried Rice just doing so much damage up close.
Ooh, Helix almost getting that frag there for Vowel. Source is the overclock available. We've seen what he's been able to do with that so far. Yeah, and he actually is going to find that Genji. So a nice first kill. Gets traded onto Dampish Penny, unfortunately. Kitsune Rush also available for Bob. Zor's finding yet another frag. This man is being dominant on King's Row here so far.
He's getting down low and goes down to D-Boy awesome there. Unfortunate.
We'll see if Tarleton's able to stall for enough time for Fried Rice's return, but in the meantime, Carter's going to get pushed up pretty deep here. Vowel, unfortunately, also goes down to odd, so they're going to be down several numbers. Big JQ ultimate coming out. Bob's going to fall down. I don't think Tarleton can do much to contest this point. It is going to get captured.
There goes Fried Rice.
Unfortunately, Tarleton just needs to find a way to get grouped. Odd finding a triple kill out of nowhere. Seems like these players are resetting, Tarleton's not able to just come back and join the fight as a group. And that's credit to the other team for kind of causing that chaos and those staggers.
Fried Rice coming up on ult here. Could be absolutely massive. May see it paired with Kitsune as well. Campus Penny going down to Danny here. Very unfortunate. Blaze
It is going to be the JQ ultimate pop from Fried Rice right off cooldown. I don't know how much he's able to find. He finds one onto Coco, trying to get the second kill. Not quite. Shots aren't landing onto Danny. Fried Rice is taking down the 1 HP. Gets saved by his supports. They're dumping as many heals as they can into him, but they're not able to do it. Val finding one pick onto Odd. Overclock from Danny doing big value, taking out Fried Rice. They got to find a way to touch. It looks like Val was going to be the one to do it. And yeah, all the players are going to fall down, so a pretty big advantage here going into half number 2. Or going into, I guess, overtime, I should say.
Unfortunate for the side of Tarleton. The enemy team was just staggering them so much and just not letting them regroup, causing so much chaos.
Yeah, I felt like the applied pressure there is just enough for Tarleton just not to be able to find a way to just group up and get a coordinated team fight going, because, yeah, just endless pressure from the enemy team.
I'm curious how Tarleton is going to respond from this, only having 1 minute against the enemy team's 3 minutes.
Yeah, difficult task for sure. They got to use as much of that minute as they can to hopefully capture this first point and push the card as far as possible. I will say, the good news here for Tarleton's first time around, they were able to do so pretty much with no issues until they got to that 3rd point.
And if they could do that, that would be absolutely massive.
So they need to look to try and replicate it, yeah, for sure.
Or actually, Liana. We are going to see Danny on the Torbjorn here. D-Boy is going to stick with the JQ. Fried Rice, and honestly, the all side of Tarleton is going to be almost as much, or be the same as the initial comp from last round.
All right, so we're all tied up. Here we go. It's going to be immediate aggression out of Zorse and Vowel, as obviously they got to take space here pretty quickly, not wasting any time.
Vowel getting rid of that turret early could be just invaluable to the side of Tarleton here.
And big pick there from Dampish Penny onto Odd. And Tarleton looks like they're able to get their way onto point.
Being able to just force them back so quickly is just necessary for the side of Tarleton there.
Good pick from Zorse, pretty much securing this one.
Nice shots from Zorse there.
And now we're going to have to see how far Tarleton can get as we get into the overtime period. The clock has run out. One lost team fight could mean the end here.
And they need to make sure they don't see nothing. They need to keep someone on point at all times. Probably going to be Dampish Penny here.
As we take a look, it does look like Dampish is going to be the one anchoring it down as he continues to heal up his teammates. In the back, Genji taking down the 1 HP here, not quite going to go down. But now we're coming up on several ults here as we get to the 75% mark on a few players. This could be very impactful in the following team fights. Nano's going to come out first here for the side of Coco. So Tarleton's in a little bit of trouble. They got to look to try and stabilize. Fried Rice isn't going to be able to do it. He goes down. And then unfortunately, we're going to get a C9 as well. The Nano was enough to push the Tarleton players off the cart.
Yeah, our Fried Rice had his nemesis form as he died. As he went down, it just came up. Very unfortunate for that timing there. And he did get walled off. We did see the enemy team swap onto a Mei, which was the only reason Fried Rice wasn't able to get any healing, was cut off from his healers there. Kind of also won the enemy team that fight there.
So Tarleton are definitely facing a challenge, without a doubt, as they have to look to try and hold this point for 3 minutes. Let's see if they're able to do it.
Here. Okay, no, we're going to see a cast.
Yeah, we'll see what adjustments are coming out here for Tarleton as they look to try and stall this first point out as long as possible, and hopefully not result in an instant capture.
I think Tarleton's a little worried that the enemy team might come out on Pharah again, running this double hit scan kind of. We are going to see Danny on the Ashe and Odd on the Widow. Not sure if that'll stick. Jade going to the Moira here. Or actually the Mercy.
Yeah, experimenting with several different picks as they talk it over in the final few seconds. Yeah, eventually it is going to be Fire Mercy again. And Tarleton has double hit scans, so they have the tools available to try and deal with this.
Val needs to be careful. That Widow up top could be a big problem. I'm getting Danny down to 1 HP. We're going to see Odd swap onto the Genji, but Dampish Penny taking out Danny there. Rez does come out.
Foul looking to get in some damage on this high ground position. He is going to get pressured by this Pharah for sure.
A couple of people sitting in hotel over here. Need to be careful.
And Val is going to be the first one to drop.
Taken out by that Pharah. Zorus is trying to do everything he can to take out that Pharah.
Fried Rice doing a bit of stalling here as he switches the Nemesis form, but he's taking some massive damage. He has to be careful. He's going to go down. As the rest of the players from Tarleton also continue to fall. They're able to stall out this first point for a minute, but now it all comes down to this choke here. A little zoning being done here as well from CSUSB.
Alright, dropping to about half here. Has to be careful. Cannot get picked. Danny getting down to low HP. Big anti from Dampish Penny there.
It's going to force the Mercial out, and Zorse is actually going to eliminate it immediately. So big for Tarleton getting rid of one of those support ultimates. Nano's now available for Coco, but this JQ is a little bit trapped. Fried Rice.
Nice body blocking from Fried Rice here.
Yeah, Val's going to take out that kill. So really massive here installing out.
Every ult coming up for the side of Tarleton. We cannot dump all ults at once. If anything, I would say Fried Rice with his ults here, and then maybe a Nano for him.
Yeah, ult economy is going to be a big win condition here for Tarleton. As we get to the final minute here of regulation.
Bob dropping down to about half HP there, and has to be careful. Fried Rice getting slept.
It's going to be Visor coming out from Val as he looks to try and get this flank in. Not finding anything. He has to be careful. He's going to try to run away from the Genji. That's going to be Fried Rice, unfortunately, going down to a big ultimate. And I believe that Pharaoh got nanoed as well. That's triple for Danny. Quadra for Danny. As he goes huge on this final fight, and I think that's going to do it. Val can't really do much. A massive play there from the enemy Pharah.
Yeah, Nano Pharah ult is no joke. Especially if it's really close to you. You can't really dodge it. And I'm assuming, yep, there it is. Yeah, Nano. And, yeah,
oh, man. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous damage. I don't know any way if Fried Rice could have possibly survived that engagement. Along with Zor's pretty much getting one tap there by the Pharah.
Pharah's perk where she can move while flying, I personally believe it needs a nerf for how fast they can move. Because if you saw, she was a little bit flying everywhere. Able to just get in everyone's face while using that ult.
Yeah, tough situation for Tarleton, but now the series is going to be evened up here 1-1 as we head into, I believe it's push. Yes.
Yes. That one I do know. We are going to see a push come out here. I would hope to see Fried Rice on the JQ. Val's probably going to stick to that Soj. Zor's maybe on the Tracer here.
Yeah, looking at a little bit of hit scan brawl combination, maybe from Tarleton.
We are going to see a ban on Coliseo. Tarleton is going to pick Runa Sapi.
And we're wasting no time. Might just hop right into this one.
Here we go. Honestly, for this, we're probably going to see D-Boy back onto that Junker Queen here.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Not sure what's going to come out from the side of CSUSB here. Probably going to see JQ, probably that Pharah Mercy again. Definitely going to see probably Ana Kiri out of the other support. I'm probably going to stick with that Genji. They're probably going to run a heavy dive comp maybe. Fried Rice, probably JQ. Dampish Penny, Bob, probably going to be on... Dampish Penny, probably on Ana or Moira. Bob's definitely going to be on that Kiri. Zorse, hopefully Tracer. I know he's deadly with it. Val, probably going to go Soldier. Soldier or Soj. But only thing I can think of differently is probably may see a Winston come out from either tank here. Do love some Bruna Sapi. Don't know what... I believe both teams said they were ready, but I may be mistaken. But great plays from both teams. Tarleton unable to walk away with it for the last map though. I'm a little curious if if CSUSB is gonna run the same comp they just did. I mean, if it was working for them, they probably won't change much, but both teams definitely have a plan of what they want to run. And push can kind of just be either one-sided, back and forth, or it could be a massive comeback story. It's anyone's game, really. But Tarleton has been able to kind of dominate in this game mode over the past couple weeks. And here we are getting started on Runa Sapi. Now this map is what I'd call beautiful. All the beautiful mountains, the air floats or whatever the things are in the sky, the water wheel over here. Oh yeah, I love it.
Sounds like you're just an Overwatch appreciator.
The game is a little iffy sometimes. Some of the perks are a little busted, but I do love some of the maps. The artwork that goes into Overwatch is just phenomenal.
So let's see if any of your predictions become a reality here. So take a look at both compositions for each team. Like I said, I was expecting kind of a brawlish look for Tarleton. That's exactly what we're going to get with the Baptiste, Cass, and Tracer.
And then Bob and Fried Rice, I got those. Zorse is not on the Tracer. It's going to be Val. And we are going to see a Reinhardt out of D-Boy here.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and run it back. We saw it once on King's Row. They're willing to bring it out once again.
Dampish Penny probably going to look to help put out a little damage for his DPS. Help try and put more pressure. Dampish Penny was previously a DPS player, only playing the Bastion, but was pretty good at it. Frida's going in onto this Genji, getting Odd down to 1 HP. Almost able to finish him off.
Meantime, Val just doing some flank damage onto the Reinhardt. He's kind of being forced to pivot his shield around a little bit. And yeah, he's going to go down immediately. Oh, and a great shot from Zorse. A nice flick onto Odd. I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be strange to me if they stick with this Ryan considering the comp. Yeah, immediate swap onto JQ. It's too hard for the Ryan to keep up with all these players. He's not able to really rotate his shield to deal with everything. Pressure from Val too much. Tarleton does gain priority on the robot, pushing it about 40 meters before we get some action here in the next team fight.
Marco's getting a little low here. Probably about to go in once he gets a little bit more health.
Zorse pushed forward maybe a little too much, taken down by Odd. As JQ kind of got right in his face.
Coco getting down to 1 HP, unfortunately unable to be finished off.
And now pretty much all the players are going down. Fried Rice being forced to try and get out of there with his life.
If he dies here, that would be a massive stagger that Tarleton cannot afford. Val is going to swap onto the Reaper. I do love this out of him. Getting a lot more burst damage coming out. We are going to see Fried Rice swap here. Onto the Mauga. Sometimes it's just necessary to pull out the big guns here.
This is something we've seen over the past few weeks from Tarleton. I was expecting it more often, to be honest. Mauga's proven to be a pretty strong pick. Especially when we're looking pretty brawly like we are currently. Dampish Penny gonna, use the window. It's gonna zone these players off of the robot real quick.
We do have Rush coming up as well. I'm not sure if we need to use it though. Fried Rice getting kind of low here. So is D-Boy. Lamp comes out. Orbital Ray comes out. Fried Rice getting antied, unable to get a Suzu or anything. That's gonna be High Noon catching one off guard. But
Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. Zorse is actually going to take down another, though. So we'll see if he's able to keep himself alive. He is eventually going to get run down.
But it may be just enough for Tarleton to try and hurry and make another team fight happen and win. Doesn't seem like it's probably going to happen. Rada's going right on in, stomping on that Moira, getting her down to low HP there.
Val was going to get the finishing blow, so big pick there for Tarleton. Was able to turn this fight really quickly.
Fried Rice just going in. Dampus Penny being aware of his surroundings, make sure no one's flanking him. We're going to see that Tracer kind of go onto Zorse here. Fried Rice getting some massive damage here. I mean, going right onto that Queen. Blade comes out. Reaper ult coming out from Val here, but it's just not enough. That Blade getting two. Fried Rice just trying to maybe get a pick onto the Queen, doing so much damage, but it's just so much care from the enemy team supports.
It seems like the ult usage coming out for the enemy team here is kind of working out a little better for him in these fights, and I don't know what just happened. Okay, there we go. We'll see if Tarleton's able to turn that around a little bit as they look to contest again. That's the Cage. Looking to get this pick on the JQ. They're focusing her, and they do take him down. Bob finding another one onto the Tracer. So nice picks there from Tarleton. And it looks like they are going to win this one.
And that's going to be one away from a team kill for the side of Tarleton here.
Some good pace to that push, really, I would say. Pretty much initiating with the Malga Cage instantly there and focusing the JQ was a good way to start that team fight.
Val going after this Genji wants his life.
Genji is going to be forced to use the block and pretty much run away. And Val is going to continue to push on this flank.
Bunch of ults coming up for enemy team here. As we see, Queen ult does come out. Bob and Zorse both falling here. Fried Rice just going down, opting for the reset. Dampus Penny getting a pick onto Danny here. Dampus Penny getting two, but probably not much more. Just trying to cause a little bit of a stagger there.
Sorry, my headset died for just a second there. The important thing, I think the unfortunate thing there for Tarleton is they weren't quite able to take the lead still, missing about 4 meters. So they're going to need to win another fight to try and make that happen.
And we have Rush. Coalescence probably going to be up within the next couple of seconds here. High Noon ready and armed. Coalescence does get popped. Juno ult did get popped. That orbital raid doing so much healing and damage boost. Fried Rice just can't get any LOS on his healers there.
Oh, a nice ult there from Vowel. Big value, and Fried Rice barely able to stay alive too. But it was just enough for Tarleton to win that one.
And it seems like Odd's just going to play back a little bit. Try and play his life. Maybe get a little poke damage here.
And looking at the ult economy here, Tarleton's kind of ahead.
I'm not even sure when Nano came out last fight.
And wow, Dampus Penny's actually going to get the finishing blow into Odd before this fight even starts. That's a huge pick. Leading up to this one, Tarleton in the meantime is going to look to take the lead, and it looks like they got it.
Tarleton finally able to get some momentum back after that long just stride of back and forth. Danny taking out Bob here. Very unfortunate for side Tarleton. One support going down could mean an entire team fight just gone.
Big pick from Dampus there. And now the Cage being used as well. Another pick on the JQ. Big Cage from Tarleton.
Fried Rice able to just do everything with that Cage. Able to just help his team so much. Zorse getting 2 there. Enemy team is coming up on some big ult. Does have Blade ready. D-Boy almost has his Queen ult ready as well. And there it is. Bob needs to be ready with that. I was gonna say with the Suzu, but
and wow, another pick there from Vowel, and Fried Rice is gonna take the tank out immediately. Big Kitsune rush. And as Tarleton continue to push this forward, they might have a chance to end the game.
Val just trying to take some space there. Try and force them back so they can keep gaining space. We are going to see an anti come
Death
out.
Blossom's going to be available for Vowel. Let's see how he chooses to use it. Gets first pick onto the Genji as he looks to continue to go in. This JQ's kind of isolated. Takes her out immediately. Zorus will fall. But I think this should be enough. Tarleton are battling.
The supports here.
And they're right there. It's still being contested, but Vowel is not stopping. Vowel is continuing to go forward. And now it's the blade being used. Fried Rice will go down, but it's instantly traded. And the Nano is unfortunately going to eventually win that, but not before they have had to dump pretty much everything into that to not lose the game.
That was a bit of a waste of a Nano. Vowel's already 1 HP, no cooldowns. And they just Nano the Orisa. Not sure what was going through their head there. Zor's forcing recall. Has to back up a little bit with not having that cooldown. Orbital Ray comes out from Jade here. Odd getting a pick on the Zor's. D-Board getting a pick on the Val. Dampish Penny falling down to 1 HP.
Fried Rice is doing what he can to keep himself up. But he's going to have to try and get up the space. He gets tagged down pretty low, but eventually it looks like he is going to get out of there.
Dampish Penny helping with those heals.
We get into the final minute of this one. A one-team fight could be the end here. We'll see if Tarleton's able to do it as they're coming up on more ults. Death Blossom already over halfway once again. Vowel finding immense value out of the Reaper.
Cage fight. About to be ready in about a second. There it is. Coalescence ready as well. Cage fight probably going to come out soon.
Oh, and Bob will actually go down there before the fight even starts. And now the Pulse doing big damage onto Fried Rice, takes him out. Vowel, but Tarleton still has a chance to win this fight as they get a couple kills back in return. It's Vowel continuing to put pressure. He gets 3, pops the ult, and gets a 4th. I don't know how Tarleton are able to turn that fight on its head. It's Vowel to pick up 3 kills, and now they're not going to push the robot. Force the enemy team to come back. Cage fight is available.
Dampish Penny with that Coalescence able to give some healing and getting the initial pick onto Odd. And then it just was Val taking out the backline and then taking out Danny.
I think this cage is about to come out. It gets dropped down. Oh, and it gets canceled.
It gets canceled.
What a spear out of the Orisa.
Nano comes out onto the Orisa here. Coco taking out Zorus. Fried Rice taking out Danny with that trade.
Odd's going to pick it up onto Vowel. I don't know if this Kitsune Rush is going to be used. Looks like we're going to hold on to it for now. Which I think is a good decision here out of Bob. Fried Rice is going to prevent himself from being staggered. He's going to get out. Bob's going to follow up with the TP. And now Tarleton looks to re-engage here with the Kitsune and whatever ults they have available. Pulse is up. As well as the Genji Blade and the Orisa ult for the enemy team.
That Genji Blade and Orisa ult could be deadly here if that
We'll see if Zorus is able to find something with this Pulse. He's about to go in. Oh, unfortunately goes down before he's able to use it.
Blade comes out and Orisa ult came out as well. Orbital Ray probably going to get popped soon as well, but Kitsune Rush came out for the side of Tarleton here. Shots just unable to land for Val here. Fried Rice getting taken out in Val by Jade here.
Tarleton have an opportunity for one more fight here as the spot continues to get pushed up. We'll see if they're able to make use of a few of these ultimates they've earned. Because nothing is available for the other side. They only have the Pulse. So this Coalescence from Dampish Penny can end up being huge. This Orisa's tagged down pretty low. Coalescence about to be used. It's popped. We'll see what Dampish Penny will do. Heals Val up to full. Gets first pick. 2 picks going in the way of Tarleton. How much more can they find? There's the third. And it's going to be it. Tarleton win the second map. Or, sorry. They win push the third map. There we go.
They win third map. Tarleton able to just bring it back after enemy team almost had a comeback there. Looking pretty scary. That's going to bring us to 2-1 in the score for maps. I really am curious who's going to get play here. There's a bunch of big plays from both teams. And I believe this
like Dampish Penny the Coalescence at the end there.
Oh no,
maybe
early
not.
in the game. Saving Fried Rice here was probably the best thing to do. Him getting down to 1 HP. And then just massive ult coming out from everyone. Fried Rice really did great that game. That Malga pick was just necessary.
Yeah, really well done from him, and I'd say Vowel also having an incredible game as well.
Absolutely. I think if Fried Rice's cage didn't get canceled there by the Orisa Spear, I think that would have already been game over. both both teams had amazing plays. CSU almost bringing it back.
Yeah, I think it was about, what, a 5-meter difference there at the end?
Just about, probably closer than that. I'm not sure, but both supports actually, almost all supports were probably the like MVPs there. Able to keep your entire team up is insane.
So with the results of push, Tarleton's going to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Puts them on series point to try and advance to finals.
We are going to see a ban on New Junk City come out from CSU here. Or, sorry, wait, no, yeah. Denny is going to ban New Junk City and pick Surabasa.
So I believe this will end up being Flashpoint, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Or,
you are correct.
yes. So Tarleton will look to close it out here. Or we'll be going to map 5, who knows. Very exciting stuff, though. And this has been a really close contested series.
The only time I saw a big, just absolutely takeaway was Tarleton on that round 2 of Control. But other than that, it's been a pretty close game. Both sides not wanting to get knocked out of the playoffs, just giving it their all. Now this, I'm curious what we're going to see comp-wise. Val and Zor's, I'm thinking probably maybe see Tracer Soj. Not sure who will play who. Dampish Penny, obviously, or Bob obviously going to be playing Akiri. Dampish Penny could be maybe that Baptiste again. I know Bab's perks are not the best, so we might see a Moira or a Ana come out.
From what I remember, I'm pretty confident that Zorse will be on the Sojourn, from what I remember on this map. But besides that, there's a few options for Tarleton for sure.
Friday's probably going to go... Could be a couple options. JQ may start out on the Malga this time, or may go the Winston here. And now CSU, they're the wild card here. Not really sure. D-Boy could go that JQ. We could see that Ryan come back out, or we could see D-Boy try and match it and go Malga. Probably going to see a Genji Tracer or Genji Soj coming out from the DPS here. And then definitely going to be Juno Kiri. Juno Kiri is just too strong, especially on Flashpoint here.
Yeah, as Juno can quickly turn fights, especially when it covers the entire point, if used correctly.
Absolutely.
So there we go. We're finally going to get the map switch as we hop into this one, probably in the next minute or so.
Really, it just comes down, as we've seen the last couple of games, it just comes down to ult economy. Who has the better ult economy? There's no real, true diff in skill in this. Just, honestly, the picks, being able to counter swap is just so important, but with perks, it kind of limits how much you will counter swap.
Yeah, and Flashpoint's one of those game modes where you want to make your adjustments pretty quickly, depending on what the other team's doing. Because these points are just back to back to back to back, and just those counter swaps are so important when it comes down to winning the team fights.
Yeah, there's no real time to try and swap and build up another perk. Has to be kind of early in the game. Because once you get momentum on this, it usually goes pretty quick. And we're going to see the ready from the side of Tarleton here.
Yeah, you have to have a game plan. You have to be very decisive. So we'll see if both teams are able to accomplish that as we head into this one. Dampish has indicated that Tarleton is ready. So following, once CSUSB indicates they're ready, we will hop into it.
And with Flashpoint, it's kind of one of those game modes. If you get momentum early, and the enemy team doesn't try and change too much, then you usually will keep that momentum going. So it could just be a full wipe, or it could be back and forth. It also kind of depends on which points you get on the map. Some of the points better than others for certain tanks, honestly. And here we go. Both teams are ready. We're about to get started into a map 4 series point.
Series point here for Tarleton. CSUSB just looking to stay alive and force us to a map 5. We'll see who comes out on top. I'm sure both teams are going to be bringing everything they got for this one. If you're hiding anything, up to this point, it is coming out now.
All aces need to be just exposed right now. A Lucio. I forgot about that. We are going to see Jade on the Lucio here, but just about everything else is going to be about what I predicted. D-Boy is going to be on that Winston. Fried Rice starting out on the Malga.
You could argue Lucio's kind of fallen a little bit out of meta, but on certain points, certain maps, such as this one, you can opt to do it and catch your opponents off guard, those extra speed boosts, and obviously the beats. Got a quick hover onto Zenyatta there, trolling me for a second, but wasn't quite committed. But Val's going to go ahead and stick on the Reaper. And, yeah, like I said, Zor's going to end up being on the Sojourn.
It's so important on these type of maps where there's so much distance to have some type of speed, whether it be Juno or Lucio. Danny falling down to 1 HP there. Val just kind of taking some damage, not much going on. D-Boy awesome falling down to 1 HP. Fried Rice able to take him down there. Now it's just kind of a little bit of cleanup.
Oh, and a big stomp, triple kill for Fried Rice. There's the 4th. Let's see if he's able to secure the final kill. Looks like he's on the run, not going to get it, but a big 4K to open us up there from Fried Rice. I'd say D-Boy kind of a little bit overextending into the brawly comp of Tarleton, as he kind of just gets surrounded in his own shield by the Reaper, Sojourn, and Malga.
D-Boy swapped onto the Orisa here. Danny already almost at 100% ult charge, having that pulse bomb ready.
Same goes for Dampish Penny on the side of Tarleton, with the Coalescence prepped.
A little bit of flank out of both DPS here. D-Boy does go down to the skill orb.
Oh wow, and before any of these ults can get utilized, Tarleton might just go ahead and win this fight. And of course, I didn't catch any of the kills.
Again, Danny. Everyone just going absolutely crazy there on the side of Tarleton. Everyone just doing their part.
And we're looking at 80% cap now, so if they want to contest this one, they're going to have to go in immediately with these ults. We'll see if there's any counter ults in response from Tarleton, depending on what happens here. It's Force finding first pick onto Odd. That's one person taken out, so a big advantage for Tarleton going into this fight. Malga being taken down pretty low, trying to get saved by the Suzu. The healing is so much. The Coalescence from Dampish Penny keeping up Fried Rice. And Zor's finding a big double. Vowel getting another one. And wow, a completely wasted pulse out of Danny there at the end, too.
Out of all people, he kind of went for the Kiri and the Reaper. Two of the people that can instantly just dodge, actually.
Not to mention he was the only one left alive on his team when he used it.
He used it so he could swap onto the Mei here. Maybe used to try and cut off Fried Rice from his healers. Especially with how much healing he just got that last fight from Coalescence.
Oh, wow, and you're already seeing the value as he finds Bob before anything can happen. But Tarleton's still having a few of these ults available. We'll see if they like to use them. D-Boy taking some big damage from Zor's. Gets Suzu'd. Fried Rice goes down along with Vowel, so it is going to be priority here for CSUSB.
Unfortunately, Tarleton does lose point, and what was it? CSUSB takes priority for the point first.
I'd argue that's kind of off the back of the pick Danny was able to find onto Bob. Just hitting a nice clean headshot on the Mei. So that swap clearly already working out for him. Tarleton's going to look to push on this right side, kind of going all together. And with all these ults available, we'll see how they choose to use them.
As soon as one gets popped, we're probably going to see Beat come out.
Cage fight coming out. This Lucio's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. Follow up from Vowel. Bob's going to get traded out, but Tarleton's still with the advantage. Vowel's going to look to chase this kill. He's going to finish him off. It all should be Fried Rice to go ahead and steal that one. And maybe they're able to stagger the tank.
And the Kiri here.
D-Boy's definitely in danger, getting staggered himself. And look at this. Tarleton is going to get him. Fried Rice rubbing some salt in the wound there at the end.
I mean, smart play being able to stagger that tank so far.
And look, they were able to win the team fight only by using Cage. They have so much more available to them here.
Beat maybe used to initiate the fight here. Or maybe try and save it for the overclock. Not sure.
Yeah, well, oftentimes what you'll see Lucios do is they'll use that beat in response to one of these DPS ults, like the Reaper ult especially.
Zork's able to get that Lucio down to 1 HP. Fried Rice getting cut off from his team.
Oh, good on Fried Rice though to dodge the wall. Val with a massive Death Blossom. He gets taken down, but not before taking out both supports. So now this fight for Tarleton is pretty much won. I don't see a way in. Danny's going to go ahead and fall off the map. Tarleton's on match point. What a big Death Blossom out of the Reaper here.
Val just doing everything. Saw Coalescence as well.
Yeah, I'd argue Val will pretty much solo won that fight. As you see all the ults available to CSUSB, they weren't able to use any of them just because both their supports just fall down before the fight can even happen. Tarleton gains priority on this objective. Zorus goes down the Coco immediately.
But we did see a swap with the Lucio not being used still onto the Juno.
Good dodge there coming out from Vowel, but he has no more way of getting away, so he'll go down.
Fried Rice getting a little low here. Almost gets walled off.
Yeah, second time Fried Rice has been able to dodge that wall too. So well done by him. Good game sense. Not getting caught out as he's able to group up with his team here.
Val getting a little low. Getting a quick little freshen up.
Bob might have an opportunity to use the Kitsune Rush if Tarleton tries to go directly back into point. It's going to be the overclock coming out from Zor to see if he's able to find anything. He's looking for it. Gets some good damage on in. Doesn't quite find anything just yet. Counter Kitsune coming out from Bob.
Ult comes out from the enemy May
Once
here.
again, Fried Rice having to dodge that ultimate.
Zor's got the pick onto D-Boy.
Good target prioritization there from Tarleton. As you saw, they focused the ice block, they pinged it out. So right when that May emerges, able to take out Danny, and they win the point.
CSU did get 69% though.
Yeah, you could argue one more team fight goes the way of CSUSB, and they get to win this one. See if Tarleton's able to hold them off. We have the cage fight available. Fried Rice tagged up pretty low, forced to retreat. Death Blossom about to be available as well. There's the cage. Pretty good kiting there done by the enemy team. No one's going to fall down. Val in the meantime though is going to get one kill on his flank. Zorus also 1v1ing the May. Going to take him to 1 HP, tries to finish him off, gets the kill. Going to get traded out there by Coco. Val finding another one onto the tank.
And this is looking really bad for the side of CSU here.
Man, and look at Vowel. They cannot stop this man. He has the ult available. He's going to do everything to zone these guys off. Let's see how he uses it. Oh, almost finding the catch. Going to force the fade to come out.
And that's going to be game.
And that's it.
That series going to the side of Tarleton here.
Texan Esports are going to the finals.
And like I said, once you get momentum in this, it's just kind of game over.
Yeah, really snowbally flashpoint, you could say. Big plays coming out from all the members of Tarleton, especially Val on the Reaper. And Tarleton win this series 3-1. They will be going to finals. Amazing stuff.
Great job from both teams, honestly. But Tarleton was just able to walk away with it. I think that Malga pick was honestly the win con. As soon as he picked it, it's just constant wins back to back, just constantly.
Tarleton were clearly locked in today, doing pretty good management of their ultimates. And able to win most of those team fights.
I mean, the positioning was just amazing from everyone on the side of Tarleton, and with Val and Zor's able to do so many things, especially with them both swapping Tracer back and forth, doing so much just annoyance and disturbance in the backlines, able to just help their team so much.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. But with that's going to be it for us today. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back in the following week for finals, and I'm really looking forward to it. This Tarleton team has shown improvement from week to week, and I'm excited to see what they can do in the finals.
And I see we got called the GOAT of commentators in our comment section, so.
Love to hear that. All right, thanks everybody for watching. We're going to be heading out now. Appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you.
Sorry.